Okay, I need to say this out loud because I can't carry it anymore. And I already know what you're going to think of me. About a month ago, I found out that both of my children are not mine. Both of them. 6 years of my life, gone. Shift come steadier, more reflective but still pained. This is how a life collapses, not all at once, but in slow motion. First come the doubts, small, whispered things you tell yourself you're imagining. Your son doesn't look like you, but you're not petty enough, not paranoid enough to let that alone drive you, so you ignore it. You love harder. You show up. You become the father you promised you'd be, but the doubts don't disappear. They grow roots. Your wife goes out and never ends up where she said she'd be. There are holes in her schedule she can't explain. She refuses to let you meet anyone from her workplace. A friend accuses her of flirting with someone else's partner. And still you want to believe her because you love her, because she's your best friend, because she tells you, every time you ask, how much she loves you. So you swallow the doubt, you push it down. You tell yourself that despite the lies, despite the manipulation, she wouldn't do that, not that. Then last year she got pregnant again, and when the baby was born, it was obvious, undeniable. The child was mixed race. You refuse to sign the birth certificate. You demand a paternity test, and the results confirm what you've known deep down for years. Neither of them are yours. Not the 6-year-old boy you've raised since birth. Not the infant daughter you held for the first time in a hospital room that suddenly felt like a crime scene. This is what betrayal looks like. It's not dramatic. It's not a single moment of discovery. It's 6 years of your life disintegrating in your hands while everyone around you tells you to hold on tighter. The day you get those results is the day you file for divorce. The day you walk out of the house you built. The day you become the villain in a story you never agreed to be part of. And here's what no one tells you about walking away from a child you raised as your own. The world will hate you for it. Your siblings call you despicable. Strangers on the internet call you a monster. Your ex-wife parades your son into the room while you pack your things, showing you how much damage you're doing. She has him call you at random hours of the night, crying, begging for his daddy to come back. And everyone tells you the same thing. He's not your biological son, but you're still his dad. This is the hard truth. But here's the part they don't want to hear. Here's the part that makes people uncomfortable. You loved that boy. You loved him with everything you had. You put in 110%, showed up every single day, became the father he deserved. And now when you look at him, all you feel is disgust. Not for him, never for him, but for the life you were living. The lie you were trapped in. You see 6 years of built-up doubts, 6 years of frustrations with a woman who used you, 6 years of your life that were nothing more than a facade she created. This is the psychology of betrayal at its deepest level. When trust is shattered, the brain doesn't just lose faith in one person, it loses faith in the entire reality it constructed. Every memory becomes suspicious. Every moment of love feels like evidence of your own foolishness. And the cruelest part? Society tells you that your feelings don't matter, that a child is involved, so you must man up. You must pretend everything is fine. You must put your life and feelings aside because innocence is at stake. But whose innocence? Not yours. That was taken 6 years ago. People will say you never really loved him, that you were always looking for a way out. They'll say that real love is unconditional, that real fathers don't walk away. But they don't understand what it means to love someone in a context built entirely on lies. They don't understand that staying would mean poisoning that love with resentment, that every time you looked at him, you'd see her betrayal, that you'd grow to hate not just the situation, but yourself for not standing up, for not taking your life back. This is not about the child being at fault. He's blameless, a casualty of his mother's choices. But you are also a casualty. And no one seems to care about that. There's a reason France banned paternity tests without a wife's consent. The official reasoning? To preserve the peace of families. As if peace built on lies is peace at all. As if a man's right to know the truth about his own life is less important than maintaining a comfortable fiction. This happens more than people want to admit. Paternity fraud is surprisingly common. but we don't talk about it because it disrupts the narrative we want to believe. That mothers are always honest, that families are always sacred, that love conquers all. But what about when the foundation was rotten from the start? I sat him down before I left. I told him the truth, that I'm not his father, that his mother lied to me, that it's not his fault. I told him he's an amazing kid, and I meant it. But I also told him I can't stay, because every time I see him, I see her. I see the years I lost, the trust I gave that was thrown away. People keep asking me, how can you abandon a child like that? How can you walk away from someone you raised? But here's what they're really asking. How can you prioritize your own pain over a child's innocence? And my answer is this: because staying would destroy us both. I would grow to resent him. I would hate myself for not having the courage to leave. And he would grow up watching a man who claimed to love him slowly become a ghost. Angry, bitter, resentful. That's not love. That's a slow death for both of us. I know what it looks like from the outside. I know I'm the villain here, the man who couldn't love a child just because of biology, the coward who ran when things got hard. But things didn't just get hard. My entire reality was a lie. My wife didn't just cheat. She built an entire life on deception, and I was the foundation she stood on. And now everyone wants me to keep holding her up, to sacrifice my truth, my healing, my future, because a child is involved. But I'm involved too, and my life, my pain, my betrayal, my right to walk away from a lie, that matters too. I don't hate him. I feel sad when I think about how he must feel. But I also know this: the kindest thing I can do for him is leave, because the alternative isn't me being a loving father. It's me being a resentful ghost, haunting a life I never consented to. He's not my child, and even though it's not his fault, he's not my problem anymore. That sounds cold. I know it does. But it's the truth of where I am right now, and I'm done apologizing for it.